The most ancient civilizations, such as Egypt, Greece, and Rome, all had dogs as companions and cornerstones. Even before them, tribes in Africa had long since began to use dogs as hunting partners and even gave leftover meat to wild dogs in return for their trust and help in garnering a kill on a wildebeest or zebra. In Rome, they got their start in the military as fast-moving scouts or attackers. They could find hidden enemies and sniff out traps better than any human soldier. And in Egypt, Anubis, one of the gods of the underworld, was a man with a dog's head and had considerable power over the souls of the underworld. The fact that dogs were so prominent early on in human history proves how integral they are in human life. Domestic dogs, also known as Canis lupus familiaris, are the most populous large carnivore on the planet. It was once thought that dogs and wolves are directly related, but new evidence suggests that they are merely genetic offspring of the same ancient ancestor, and somewhere along the genetic line, they split and branched off from each other. Dogs were the first domesticated species. No one knows exactly when or where dogs were first domesticated, but there are many conjectures, which will be discussed later on in this video. Identifying the earliest dogs is difficult because the special characteristics that scientists use to differentiate domestic dogs from their wild wolf ancestors varied from species to species at the time of their domestication. Today, all zoo archaeologists agree with the theory that dogs were not only the first domestic animals, but that the appearance of dogs significantly predates the origins of domestic plants and early agriculture.
In early 2016, a study on gray wolf population divisions, demographics, and relationships between gray wolves based on home genome sequences was carried out. A whole genome sequence is the scientific process that determines the complete DNA sequence of an organism's genome at a single time. This study revealed that the dog split off from the gray wolf and became a subspecies descended from a late Pleistocene-era wolf. Furthermore, dingoes and dogs are the same species, when many thought them to be separate. This led scientists to conclude that the ancestral and modern gray wolf diverged from a common ancestor up to
During the
40,000
last
years
glacial
ago.
maximum, a period during the last ice age where the ice sheets reached their greatest extension, there were only two types of wolves. One large wolf species lived in the much colder Holarctic north and preyed on massive mammals that lived there. Their smaller, more agile cousins lived in the south where it was much warmer. When the last glacial maximum ended, their predators in the Holarctic and their prey went extinct, leaving only the southern wolves, who then inhabited the Holarctic. These southern wolves evolved into the modern wolf, while modern dogs show more resemblance to the now extinct large wolf. The first side-by-side footprints of humans and dogs were found in Cheval Cave, Valon-Pont d'Arc region in France, and stretched for 50 meters. Scientists dated these prints to be 26,000 years before present, or YBP, indicating that domestication started somewhere around this time, perhaps at 23,500 YBP. However, in 2013, the skull of the Altai canid underwent further DNA analysis and is now believed to be more closely related to dogs than wolves. Other scientists have popularized the belief that dogs and humans evolved both together and as a result from each other. This is called Convergent Evolution. As dogs became more comfortable around humans, their snouts shrunk, crowding the skull and reducing the number of teeth in the head and lowering the capacity for aggression. In humans, they imparted their sense of territorialism and pack mentality. Wolves marked their territory with urine and scratches on trees and other things. Humans marked their territory with carvings, handprints, and impressions in mud. They may have watched dogs and wolves do the same and picked it up as a useful social skill. We also may have learned successful or more efficient pack hunting from watching wolves hunt or hunting with them. The idea of community may have sprung from this idea as well. Living together meant better odds of surviving an enemy attack. Furthermore, before Homo sapiens, there is no evidence of any group besides wolves hunting big game like bison or elk. It is speculated that we learned how to surround and take down big game from them. Dogs are an evolutionary cornerstone of human history, and for good reason. Without dogs and their domestication, there would be no human civilization. They fight alongside us, teach us, and make us better both spiritually and biologically. The evolution of dogs is irrevocably tied to humans. They truly are man's best friend.